So learn how to prepare the proper business plan to build a referral-based business. Okay. Now, I've written a lot of plans. I've trained people how to write plans. I've been involved in a lot of oversight of business plans. There's ones that are 50 pages long, 15 pages long, and 1 page long. I am not a big proponent of the 15-page business plan that takes hours and hours and hours, and what your goals, and how many loans you want to close, how many deals you want to bring on, how many people you want to list, how many people you want to sell, how many people you want to talk to. You talk to 100, you get in front of 50, you get to 20, they close one deal. I can't stand all that stuff. I can't stand it all. It drives me crazy. I can't tell you how many deals I'll close this year. I'll tell you I closed $71 million in business the last 4 years in a row every year. But I didn't know how much I closed when I started. I closed 1,500 loans in the last 8 years. I can't tell you when I started the business that would happen. But I would tell you that the plan of action that you put in place, business will come if you build it. Like that one, the Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. Right? You have a plan of action. You follow the plan, you follow the plan, you follow the plan. You can achieve whatever you want. Whatever you want, whatever direction you want to go in life, whatever success level you want to have, if you plan and you follow the plan, it will work. So specifically, for what you're looking to do, some of these things we've talked about already today, as far as these plan of actions, you have to write this stuff out. You got to put aside time, and you got to make it happen. So the plan, one item we talked about was calling your friends, family, and colleagues and asking them for those 5 questions. That will take you hours beyond hours for that task alone. You have to block out time. You have to do it. I don't care if you do it 1 person a day, 2 people a day. Just start doing it, because what happens is when people see a list of, and it's going to take you hours to write the 100 people on the paper and think about who's a trusted person that people even have, that they even have friends that trust them. So when you make that list, then you got to go back and call these people, and you got to make the time to talk to them. And it takes time. That alone, that project alone, I guarantee will bring you business and money in your pocket, but you got to put the time to do it. No question about it. And everything else that follows suit, whether it's calling the past clients, and you have probably dozens and dozens of them. It's calling the past clients. You got to call them between 5 and 8 o'clock at night when they're home. It's probably the best time to get them. To call them during the day, it's possible, but you have to have that second plan. The third thing is a plan of action should be to continually be educating yourself, without question. Whether it's, I commend you all for being here today, whether it's this kind of session here, whether it's reading a book. I continually listen to Bloomberg Radio in the car, financial news station. I've been watching the market since 1985. That's my passion. I'm a financial person. I'm not just a mortgage guy. I'm a financial expert. I'm like a mini economist. I'm a rare person in the mortgage business. So that's the difference in the separation that I have. For you, whether you're a world historian or economist yourself, to be versed and educated in your field without question, and then, really just well-rounded helps tremendously with whatever you do. So it takes time to read books. We all read, obviously, but being an expert in your field without question, knowing your market, knowing your business, essential. To be successful, you have to be an expert. You have to be an expert. And when people ask you a question, it's either yes, I know the answer, no, I don't ever guess. And I have no problem telling someone, let me look into it, I'll get back to you. Always no problem at all, because that again shows I'm being diligent. I never make up answers and never tell them something that's not 100% fact, ever. I don't ever guess. So again, this is all these things together make you who you are. This makes you the best you can be. So when you think about a plan of action and a plan in general, so you want to map out. When you sit down, you should take some quiet time, by yourself in the library or in home when no one's there, and you want to plot out, and you should do it if you haven't done it already. Most people do their plans in January and never look at it again. You have to look at, there's a plan that you look at daily, weekly, monthly, or annually, whatever you're doing. It's your plan of action. It's your to-do list. That's really a business plan as well. It could be as much as a daily to-do list. That's your plan of action, your business plan for the day. But you should have some global things. I'm licensed to train CPAs to license them for their credits. So I speak throughout the state, CPA firms. I speak in front of hundreds of CPAs. I license them to get their credits, and they're happy. I do the same thing for lawyers. So my next thing now is I want to do it for realtors. I haven't done it as much for realtors, but I want to get licensed. I have the application to be a licensed professional, and also have the course. I'm going to have to put the time in to do that, or pay someone to do it. I did that for the CPA thing. It's the best money I ever spent. It cost me $500. I said, I have no time in my life right now to fill out these forms, to put this course together. I knew someone well. Help me fill out the forms. Let's do the course. Spend the $500, get it done. Best thing I ever did 6-7 years ago. And I would have got to it eventually. Same thing with the realtor application. I'm trying to get to it for months now. I just can't get to it. So if you put these things in place, whether you want to get a designation for your real estate license, whether you want to be a relocation expert, whatever you're looking to do, you put all this stuff in your plan. You have your global to-do list, the bucket list of the world for traveling. You have your bucket list for your business. You should definitely have an overall plan list for your life in general. And again, I try to combine life and business because it's all one, especially in what we do. It's just I'm one. I'm a mortgage professional, and I'm a father and husband. That's just what I am. I'm a friend, and I'm an advisor, and I'm a consigliere. Not really. I'm not a mafia. But so I basically, I look at it all as one. Is who I am. So everything you do, you have to look at again how it all fits into your life. So being educated, you want to sit down and these some of the things you look at. So what do I want to read? What do I want to accomplish as far as bettering myself? Okay, so I want to either go to school, I want to get this designation, I want to read this book, I want to go online, I want to do whatever, teach a course, learn a course. What do I want to do to bring in more business? To bring in more business, I have to do the following, X, Y, Z, all these things we talked about already. What do I want to do to be a better parent, better father, better friend, better business associate? Everything about bettering your life. More involved in church, more involved in a civic organization. These are things that are part of your plan. And part of your plan, without question, and I want to see if I can get into this in part of referrals. Not part of it now. Part of strategy in the business plan as well, a marketing strategy, marketing advertising strategy. There's all different strategies on how people, you're on the shopping cart, there's little carts in the back, you're, and post something in the Stop and Shop. What I always tell people is, wherever you're known the best or the most is where you should be advertising. So that is your church, your synagogue, a civic organization, a non-for-profit you're involved with, your fraternity, your alumni, whatever. Wherever you're involved with and people know you the most, that's the first place you should be advertising, without question. So if you're advertising in the paper, again, your business, your office advertises the house in the paper, and online, that's great. I'm talking about you individually. So you should be advertising, a couple of dollars it costs, to advertise and market yourself into these areas where people know you the best. You should be in chambers of commerces. You should be in civic not-for-profit groups. You should be involved in X, Y, Z. You can't overload yourself. You got to learn when to say no. But you should be involved in other things as a family, as an individual, or just as your office in general. So these are some of the things as well. Part of the marketing and advertising is how you spend your dollars, and whether you set up a budget or not. You may have a budget. I have a budget of X. I want to figure out the best way to use this money. So do some research. Figure out if it's taking an ad in the paper. If it's taking an ad in one of those local papers that's cheaper. Whether you do one of those mailers that go out, or postcard that goes out. So you got to narrow down and figure out how you want to spend money. But marketing and advertising is essential if you want to be successful. And you have to decide, do I want to be, and again, part of your strategy. This is all part of your strategy. Do I want to be known as the realtor for all North Jersey? Do I want to be known for upper XYZ town or lower XYZ town or these 4 towns? You got to figure out what is your strategy, so that there's hundreds and thousands of realtors in the state. So you want to figure out what's your strategy, what's going to be the focus, why are people going to think of you? My goal was, when I started this business 8.5 years ago, was to be the #1 mortgage guy in the state. I've come close to it. I think I'm number 14, but that's fine. But from nothing, just saying that was what I wanted to do. But I've done a lot of things and everything right, and working hard to make it happen. So for you in general, you have to figure out what's that game plan. Business plan as a whole is one big master plan, and then your daily attack list. This is where it comes down to now, whether you, again, spend the time at night. Not good to do it at night. It's not good for sleep. That's a statistic that you shouldn't plan before you go to bed, because then you're up all night thinking about it. It's not good at all. In the morning, you should do. It's a fact. It's a fact. So in the morning is when you should actually watch TV in bed too. It's not good either. Before you go to bed. So before you get up in the morning is when you should actually look at your attack list. If you want to get up early with a cup of coffee, you rewrite your notes for everything from the day before, who you're going to contact, who you promise you're going to call. I'm going to block out time to 10 o'clock, make my calls, and set up my appointments. And the other thing too is, this is a part of your plan. Do not let your clients dictate the time that you're going to take them out. You have to manage your time. You have to do it. Otherwise, you will run ragged. Your business will run you, and you won't run your business. It will never work. And everyone does it. I know 90% of you guilty in this room. You have to be able to tell people. They say, listen, you have to take us out tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Okay, I'll take you out. Drop everything I'm doing, change my schedule, do it. Crazy. Do not do that. Basically say to them, when are you looking to go out? What time slot? What times do you have over the next few days? You ask them that. Well, we really like to go out tomorrow at 11, but okay, we could do this, this, and this. Here's the times I have available. You can go out from 3 to 5 on tomorrow, or for Friday morning, or Saturday all day. You have to tell them when you have the time, because if you have to drop things or change things or move calendars around, it'll make you nuts and never be ultra successful. Time management is essential in your business. Essential. Now, having an assistant, if you can afford to have an assistant, or if you have an assistant, for those non-revenue producing chores is also essential. I have 4 people in my office, and I apologize that I relate some of this back to you, but I need you to understand, because I'm blessed in my life at 45 that I've done a lot of things that have been successful, and I've read a lot, I've learned a lot, I've listened to a lot of people, so I feel like I've culminated into really being a success based on everyone I've learned from and everything I've read and done self-taught. So these assistants that work for me, they do everything that doesn't make me money. Everything. Sometimes to the point where it gets so-and-so on the phone for me, because it takes a minute for them to call, the Verizon, and if you got to leave a message, and then to leave a message, let her leave a message, or him leave a message for me. So, because that 3 minutes, I don't have that 3 minutes sometimes, because that just costs me 3 minutes times 30 to do the math. So everything you do is about time management. So anything you're doing during the day, if you're being distracted by the web, or distracted by something online, or distracted by TV, I use my time so efficiently. I wish I didn't have to sleep, actually, because sleep's a waste of time. Think about it. We need sleep. I definitely need sleep. There's no question about it. I need my 6-7 hours because I go all day long. But to me, it's unfortunate I have to sleep, because they could use that time wisely. So your time management is essential. And again, fitting in your whole life and everything you have going on is mapping out your calendar. My calendar's mapped out. I'm booked up until 3 weeks from now for even a breakfast or lunch. Like, I map everything out. Personal life, family life, business life is all on my calendar, on my phone, and back into my Outlook. So, and part of your business plan as well, which is also essential, is having an unbelievable Outlook or database or whatever you're using, whatever you're using. Shame on all of you, I don't want to see hands, I'm sure it's most of you, that do not have an unbelievable database of your past clients, your past referral sources, family, friends, colleagues, anyone that loves you, your priest, I don't care who it is. Everybody in your life, my Outlook database has 5,000 people. Everyone in there is past clients, past referral sources, people I've met at seminars, people I've spoken in front of, people leave their cards in the basket, like hopefully you guys will. At the end, there's no basket, but somewhere. So that basically the goal is for me, this is so important, is that I actually send them all 1 or 2 emails a month, educational updates. I don't want to blast them with crap, because they're going to just delete it and say, remove me from your list. I want to give them updates. I just sent one yesterday, about important information regarding adjustable mortgages and lines of credits. That's the tagline and the information. And most people, I'll tell you, because most people don't realize this. Most people do not realize that adjustable arms, that what's happening obviously when the resetting, I won't go into the whole detail, but there's a way when the resetting now, the resetting lower because the indexes are lower, but because rates are going up and fixed rates are higher, some of these people that have the arms say, oh, my rate's 2%, it's great right now. Why should I want to lock in a new rate with my 2% rate is readjusted lower? The index is low right now. It's great. But guess what? A year ago, the 30-year fixed rates are now 4.5-ish, and they'll be over 5. So long-term rates go up a lot faster than the short-term rates at first. So they still have that low rate, which is great, but they were going to convert to a 30-year fixed. Now they're dead in the water. And the ARM rates are going to start going up too. So my thing is, you may be sitting on this adjustable that's floating nicely and adjusting at low levels. It's not going to stay for a long time. Same thing with the line of credits. Line of credits, and this is important, so I'm just telling you, but the line of credits as well is that they're going to start raising the prime rate next year and the year after. So the prime rate's what's attached to the line of credit. Line of credit rates are going to go up. Most people do not realize that the line of credit is only available for 5 or 10 years, and that's it. There's a 5 or 10-year drawdown period in line of credit. So there's so many people out there who have no idea. So they think they have it available. I got $80,000 sitting there. It's an emergency. God forbid I need it. It's great to have. I love it. Meanwhile, in 5 years, it shuts down saying you can't draw it on anymore. It's now shut down. If there's anything outstanding, you got to pay it back over the next 20 years. Sometimes you're lucky to have 10-year drawdown. So that's another thing I want to let them know. You better relock into a new line of credit now if you think you're going to have one, or consolidate to one fixed mortgage. So these are the kind of things I like to tell people. So same thing with you. You have your newsletters of what's going on in the town or what's going on in the area. So not having a database of all these people it's 25% of my success without question is for the online ability to market to people. Because all I care about is them getting 1 or 2 emails from me a month to remember I'm out there. And hopefully they were impressed when they met me, or closed a loan form, or they're referring business, that they remember when they see the email, oh yeah, that's Marc Demetriou. I remember that guy did a good job for me. Or he took care of my client. Because if I didn't send those out, and I never sent out emails, I don't even know if I'd be in business anymore. I mean, that's how important it is to capture people's information. And it takes hours. Believe me, it takes hours and beyond hours to put it in. I have a card scan machine, so I scan the card into my card scan program. I synchronize it with Outlook. Outlook sync to my phone. So all my contacts are on my phone. I also have a constant contact kind of program. So all the database is uploaded to Constant Contact, and any new cards that come in, my system types them into my Constant Contact. It takes time, but I'll tell you right now, it is essential. In Outlook, I also have an Outlook now. I also have a realtor group. I have groups of realtor, groups of CPA, groups of attorneys, groups of financial planners, and an events group. So basically, when I'm having an event, like I do cigar nights, I have wine tasting events, charity events that I may be involved with, I can literally send out an email within a half an hour to everyone in my events group that are players, that in my sphere that are the players, that refer to business, that are really out there, that I send, hey, by the way, I'm having a wine tasting event, no cost, come and meet some business people and have a good time. I send it out to 1,000 people, 50 come. Stuff like that. Couldn't do it otherwise if I didn't have that in place. So these are some of the things that you have to have and have to be put in place for yourself. So whether you have an assistant, you have to do it yourself, you have to look at all your old databases, all your old cards you have somewhere, you got to start somewhere.